It is a hot, humid, and hazy Saturday evening here in Toronto. We're live at the Rogers Centre for the BC Lions and the Toronto Argonauts. It's the CFL on CBC. On a cold Ottawa night last November, two teams battled for Canadian football supremacy. As the Toronto Argonauts would celebrate, the BC Lions had to console themselves with one thought: wait until next year. Well, next year has arrived, and today a rematch for the division champions. Both teams aware of the dedication and sacrifice required to get back to a Grey Cup. Both teams have prepared themselves for the long road ahead. Just 7 months ago, these players faced each other in the championship game. For some, there's unfinished business to attend to. It's a long road back to the Grey Cup for the BC Lions and the Toronto Argonauts. That journey begins today. And what a change from the past few years. Definitely a festive atmosphere outside the Rogers Centre here in downtown Toronto. They're expecting a crowd of some 40,000 for this game tonight. Now, being so hot and humid, you saw the roof is closed. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is the Argonauts are planning a pregame ceremony to unfurl their many Grey Cup banners over the years. They do say the roof should be open shortly after kickoff as we come to our host location in the southwest corner of this giant stadium. And with Sean Millington, Greg Frères, and Darren Flutie, I'm Brian Williams. Welcome back to Toronto in the CFL and CBC for 2005. Fellas, in the preview show, we looked at the league as a whole. Let's zero in right now on the BC Lions and the Toronto Argonauts. Some quick storylines in this game, or for this game tonight. And Sean, let's begin with you.
Well, Brian, in last year's Grey Cup, Antonio Warren ran for an amazing 160 yards. And talking with him yesterday, I asked what could he possibly do to improve upon that performance, and he said that he's spent the entire offseason training to be faster, more agile. He wants nothing less than to lead the league in rushing this year, and playing against the Toronto Argonauts, who are especially susceptible to the run, is no better time to start than now.
Well, and it's no secret that Toronto's offense needs to get better, and they were evolving late in last year, and it's getting a lot of anticipation in their offense going into this season. So I asked Mike Clemens yesterday, I said, give me some reasons why this offense is going to be better, and he had a little snicker, and he said, Greg, these guys are very talented individuals, but their potential will only be realized if and when they start acting as a collective group, and until they do that, they won't realize that potential.
Well, Ken Austin grabbed me yesterday and couldn't stop talking about Hakeem Hill. He compared him to Mike Saunders, the ex-Rider running back. He says he's very smart, he's got the best hands on the team, he's a tremendous blocker, and oh yeah, he can run with the football fairly well. So early on, he hasn't played one snap of CFL, but I'm dubbing him the total package.
All right, speaking of the quote-unquote total package, Hakeem Hill, he is standing by right now with Elliot Friedman. Elliot?
Thanks, Brian. Big night tonight for this man, Hakeem Hill. Very anticipated debut as the starting running back for the Argonauts. How you feeling? Nervous? Excited?
Really excited. Really excited. I got a good, staff behind me when it comes to Coach Austin and Perry, our running back coach, and guys like John Avery and Damon Allen. They're really helping me out, helping me learn the plays. J.A.'s down, so definitely an exciting night for me tonight.
How would you describe yourself to the people who haven't seen you play yet?
Hopefully exciting. Hopefully exciting. My game is just, be patient and make the right reads and hopefully be able to make a play somewhere down the line, just wear them down over the course of the game.
Now, you are eligible for the 2006 NFL Draft. This is a big chance for you both on and off the field. What do you think you have to accomplish here to make the NFL want your talent?
I just have to be consistent and keep my nose clean. A lot of things happen in college, a lot of bad pub for my family and the university that I went to, Arizona State. But up here, I happen to get a new start, so I just want to be consistent on and off the field, and then maybe I'll get a shot.
Thank you, Hakeem. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brian?
Thank you, Elliot. Hakeem Hill replacing John Avery at practice yesterday. to me, Avery looked like the healthiest injured player I've ever seen. I mean, let's cut to the quick. They want Hill to play, and that's why Avery's injured. He's had trouble with the law. He alluded to his problems at 2 universities. There's a reason, though, Sean, he's here in Toronto.
Well, definitely, and that reason is Mike Pinball Clemens. He's one of those coaches who has the ability to take a player, sit him down, and look him in the eye and treat him like he's a person. Not as somebody who's got a troubled past, not as a guy who's gotten himself in trouble with the law. Mike says that he always treats an individual as somebody who's just a regular guy who's made some mistakes and as such deserves to have an opportunity on the field.
And ultimately, Mike wants to get the most out of his employees, and he wants to get the most out of Hakeem Hill. So he's going to create an environment that's going to be able to facilitate that. He's talented. Now, whether or not he realizes that talent depends on whether or not he brings distractions into his life. So what he needs to do is be able to get himself into a positive situation, which Mike Clemens is going to provide.
Is it just me, or is Argoland a place where kind of these troubled guys that have gone through different things in their career, are Mike Mihalik, Robert Baker, Andre Rison, Hakeem Hill, is this a place they come? And for all the reasons Sean just talked about, Mike Clemens, Greg Mons, and the coaching staff here with the Argos.
Let's talk more about the Argonauts. I won't mention his name, but his initials are Greg Frères. He said to us on Thursday, a lot of people in the West think the Argonauts' victory was a fluke. You don't agree with that?
I absolutely do not agree with it. I look back to the 2002 season, the 2003 season. I thought they were a Grey Cup caliber team at that point. 03, the Eastern Final against Montreal, that Cavillo fumble, non-fumbled. I mean, that could have been the Argos going on to the Grey Cup, and they certainly proved their value. I mean, they were the team last year in 04 in the Eastern Final that knocked out Anthony Calvillo. He just didn't magically get hurt. I mean, that happens for a reason. The Argos are good.
Well, people in the West are just upset because they didn't win in the Grey Cup, and that's just the truth. And it's taken a while for them to be able to get the bad taste out of their mouth. The Toronto Argonauts, they evolved through the season, and I'm speaking specifically about their offense. And over the last 6 games of the season, they really started to put the right people in the right place, and now they are starting to come together as a very potent group of athletes. And it's going to be interesting now with the training camp behind their belt, whether or not they're going to come out and be as good as we think that they could be.
I'm sorry, Darren, I hate to disagree with you, but there were good reasons for the doubters last year. You don't finish the league at the bottom of the pile offensively and have a whole lot of people on your bandwagon thinking that you deserve to win the Grey Cup. Fortunately for the Toronto Argonauts, they did manage to come together at the right time, but it still remains to be seen whether they have a team that can go the distance and put up the points.
They got that great defense, best defense in the league.
And you know what? And where they were weak last year was offense. I think we all agree upon that they struggled on offense. But now they've added Hakeem Hill, they added Mike Mihalik along the offensive line, so they've made these little tweaks that may make them the better football team.
All right, we got to go upstairs to the booth. Still to come, we will talk a lot more about the British Columbia Lions. Speaking of defense, they've improved with their new coach Richie, but right now let's go up to the booth. The fellas that will call the game tonight. Here are Mark Lee and Chris Walby. Mark?
Thank you, Brian. Well, the Argos haven't even played a game yet this season, and already running back Hakeem Hill has a nickname. They're calling him the Thrill. The panel's in love with him already. And already they're touting him for Rookie of the Year. What do you think?
Well, I got to tell you what, I know there's a lot of hype about the young man Hill playing today. But the thing you got to look at, I think there's only 2 plays that really solidified his place on this roster. One, his very first carry in Halifax as a running back, he ran over Diedrich Mathis of the Ticats. Knocked him over, didn't try to go around him. Secondly, in the second game against Hamilton, he caught a little swing pass, turned it 51 yards later into a touchdown, and eluded and bust through about 4 would-be tacklers. That showed signs of potential. That's why he's here. Whatever he does, we'll have to find out tonight. I don't like building guys up in the stars right now. You got to earn your stripes this league. I want to see what he does today.
I like what he said yesterday. He said during the offseason, after he'd been booted out of his second school, he said it was just me and the mirror. So I think he really believes the CFL is his league of last resort. And with John Avery hurt, should Avery be nervous?
No, I don't think he should be nervous. Look at the stats. The guy rushes for 6.3 yards a carry every time he touches the football. We saw him yesterday. He looks good. He hasn't played a down of football this year. But you know what? What a great situation having 2 quality running backs. And I hate to use that word quality with Hill again because yet we have not seen what he can do on the football field. All the hype in the world doesn't turn into reality unless he actually does it on the sideline and on that football field.
All right, let's turn to the BC side of the ledger. Antonio Warren, 1,000 yards rushing last year, ran all over the Argos in the Grey Cup, 160 yards rushing, but they didn't give him the ball in the scoring zone. Was that a mistake, and will that be redressed this year?
Hindsight 2020. We can all go back and look over the game film and say what we should have done to win the football game that might have changed some things. The biggest thing is 3-game against the Argos, and I have to add this, the Argo defense worst against the run all last year. But he averaged over 8 yards a pop every time he carried the ball. Now that's the thing. Now he was frustrated because, as you say, every time he got inside the 20, they start airing the ball out. He says, you know what, give me the ball, finish the drives. If you're going to use me for the grunt work, let me at least get across the goal line.
All right, so it's Antonio Warren versus Hakeem Hill, the kid they call the Thrill. The last running back in this city, Brian, they called the Thrill was Gil Fenerty. Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes indeed, Mark. To me, the big story in this game is not the Argonauts. It's the BC quarterbacking situation, Dave Dickinson and Casey Pritter. We will take a break. When we return, Elliot Friedman talking with both Casey Pritters and Dave Dickinson. You're watching the CFL on CBC.
There you go, boom, woo, get me some.
They can't see what's coming now. Walking around with their eyes wide shut. There's only room for one real winner in this town.
No. We got the best camp in the CFL, baby.
All you boys, if you're ready to go, keep it up now, keep it up now. And all you girls wanna steal the show. And all you kids wanna get that place. So all my people in the human race.
Anybody know what number we on?
Yeah.